Hi everyone, I'm Steve D, the Wedding DJ Mentor, and in today's video we're going to talk about the high value wedding DJ mindset and the mindset that you as a wedding DJ need to have to be able to close those high level bookings and those more lucrative bookings. So we need to ask ourselves a couple of questions really. We need to ask ourselves, are we just an event DJ that also does weddings, or are you going to niche down into a specialist wedding DJ? Because that's where the money is, guys. It's the budgets for weddings are obviously a lot more than your standard birthday parties. It's not saying that you can't still do birthday parties, but your media and your presentation and everything is going to be angled towards the wedding industry if you're serious about being a proper wedding DJ and sort of angling yourselves as a specialist. So yeah, we're going to make sure that we are a specialist wedding DJ, because that's the difference right there. It's where your pricing power lies. Most DJs think they sell lights, speakers for a set amount of hours, but that's not what couples are buying. Couples don't pay for the sound. I mean, it's just part of it. They pay for a full dance floor. They pay for no awkwardness on the night, no dropouts in the service, no stress. You're not turning up late. There's no drama. You're not having a fight with the guest in the car park, which I have heard of. And there's no risk at all with booking you. You want to eliminate all of those. So they're not buying speakers. They're buying certainty. They're buying certainty that you can provide that service that they need for one of the biggest days of their lives. It's a responsibility that I used to take very seriously. The way that you perform on their wedding night can make or break their wedding. So they're paying for certainty. And if you don't understand that, you will always price yourself like a supplier instead of a specialist wedding DJ. You'll just price yourself. You'll be competing on price with the rest of the lower budget DJs. And this module is about your identity, because once your identity shifts and once you have that confidence to charge the money that you deserve, then your pricing just follows. So why do most DJs undercharge? Let's be honest. Most DJs undercharge not because they're not good enough. I undercharged for years and years and years, and it was because I was thinking small. I was thinking, I'm competing on price with the other DJs. I want the work. I'm going to have to price myself like these other DJs. Instead of positioning myself as a professional, I competed with everybody else. When I broke out of that, I wasn't competing with anybody. I was a level above. And I don't mind saying that because it took me a long time. It took me 15 years to get there, or 15 years of competing with price to figure it out. So yeah, I used to ring round local DJs and get quotes, and I just used to sort of price myself in and around there. So they see someone advertising for 150, 200, 300, 350. They must think, well, that's the going rate, but it isn't the going rate. I mean, it is the going rate, but it's the going rate for an average DJ. And that's the mindset we need to get out of. You are not average. We are going to build your business into being a professional specialist. So we are no longer competing with the average. We are now a step above. And being average is a choice. Yeah. You price from fear. You fear losing the inquiry, being told that you're too expensive, being ghosted when you've told them your price, and not getting enough bookings. All real fears. Yeah. If you love DJing and you just want to go out every week and you don't care how much you earn, fine, you keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to reach that elite level and you want to get the price that you deserve for the exceptional product that you provide, then this is how we're going to help you. So people sort of drop their price so nobody pushes back on you. It's not a strategy, it's insecurity. And they focus on what they own, not deliver. That's the mindset of these budget DJs. They list what they offer, which is 2 speakers, 4 lights, a DJ booth for 5 hours. That's their offering to the customer. That's not value, that's just inventory. If you price based on equipment, you will always be competing with someone who will be able to do it cheaper than you. There will always be someone willing to knock 20 quid off your price to get the gig. But here's the shift, you're not pricing on equipment. The elite DJs are not pricing based on the stuff that they bring. They're pricing based on their experience, their specialism, they're pricing based on their professionalism, their risk reduction, their confidence, and their provable results. And it's a completely different strategy. So what are couples really paying for? Let's go deeper. When a couple books you, what are they actually thinking? They're thinking, please don't let this go wrong. They're not worried about the wattage of your speakers. They're worried about you not showing up. They're worried about an empty dance floor. They're worried about a DJ who can't read the room, which is more common than you would think. And we're going to do a whole chapter on reading the room. They're worried about like cringy microphone moments, because that was my biggest ick when I first got into this business. Through the 90s when I was going to parties, and in the early 2000s when I was attending weddings and stuff like that. The DJs were just on the mic all the time, and it was cheesy and embarrassing, and they were like commenting on the guests and how they dressed and how they danced and trying to be funny. And oh god, it was horrible to me. I hated it. So that is a stereotype. There's a Peter Kay sketch of a wedding DJ, and that sketch is what people think wedding DJs are. So it was up to, well, I just wanted to break out of that mold and do my own thing. I mean, a lot of people do it this way now. They're not on the mic every 5 minutes. They're mixing to a professional standard. They're reading the room really well. But that's what the customers are worried about. They're also worried about your timing and your ability to be able to run their night properly. Are you playing loud music at the very beginning? Are you playing the hits at the beginning, the floor fillers at the beginning, when everyone's just milling in? I've seen it happen at events. I've been at events where the DJ's smashing out like pretty hard dance music at 7:15 in the evening when people are mingling in and they've not even got themselves a drink yet. So it's not a given that everybody knows that sort of thing. They're worried about their guests leaving early, and they're worried about their evening being flat. These are the things that they're worried about when they're booking a DJ. They want someone who has it all under control, is adaptable to whatever. They can pivot if something's not working. They know how to get the crowd back when there's been a lull. They're professional, and they're capable, and they're experienced. And if you're all of those things, you're worth more than you're charging. They want someone who's done that dozens, if not hundreds of times. And if that's you, if you've been in the wedding game for a long time, you are exceptionally capable of running a wedding evening. They want someone calm, professional, reliable above all else, who is punctual. You've got to be there on time. They're buying the peace of mind, and they're buying their emotional safety on the night. The last thing that they want to be worrying about on their wedding night is it's 5 to 6 and the DJ's not here. And he said he'd be here at 6 o'clock. At a minute past 6, they are panicking like you wouldn't believe. They're kind of worried at 10 to that you're not there. But if you're a minute late, they're freaking out. So yeah, you've got to be just professional and early and punctual and calm under pressure. All of these things are signals that you are a professional in your field. They need someone who's going to remove friction. They don't want people who isn't taking requests, who's arguing with guests, who's probably had 2 or 3 pints. You remove all that friction. If they need to change something on the day, you turn up and you're supposed to be setting up on the stage, but now they want you setting up in the back room, then just, yeah, that's no problem. I'll set wherever you like. Even if you're furious, it doesn't matter. I had it once, and it wasn't even that long ago. It was less than a year before I retired in 2024 that I had set up in a barn in North Wales in a big wedding venue. It was a beautiful midsummer's day. It was really warm, really sunny, bright, clear, perfect day for a wedding. And in this particular venue, the barn is basically the dance floor, and over the other side of the venue is a marquee where they'd have their dinner and their wedding breakfast and all that sort of stuff. Well, it was such a nice day. She wanted me to move in there, but I'd already set up. I already had my suit on. I was already playing background music, and she was like, "Do you think it would be possible for us to play in the marquee?" I was like, I mean, yeah, we can do that if you want. She's like, yeah, it'd be great because we can have the doors open, everyone can be outside, we can enjoy this evening, and we can dance outside and stuff like that, and we can have the marquee. There's a dance floor in the marquee. Would you mind doing that? And inside, furious, by the way, because I've taped all my cables, everything looks great, I'm fully set up, I'm ready to play. So yeah, no problem, just give me 45 minutes, an hour. So I packed everything away quickly, I shoved it all in the van, drove over to the other side in my jeans and trainers again, got changed, set it all back up, reset it, got changed. I didn't complain, I didn't roll my eyes, I didn't tut. I wanted to, I was furious, but it's all just a signal that you're adaptable, dependable, nothing's too much trouble. I didn't charge her any more money, I didn't whinge about it. I'm whinging about it to you, but I didn't whinge about it on the day, because at the end of the day, that small bit of admin for me made their night, and it was a wonderful night, and it was great, and people were dancing outside until midnight, and it was a really great wedding. But if I'd have gone, no, I'm set up now, no, I can't do that for you, it's just, it doesn't indicate that you're a professional and you're capable. So you're not just the background music. You are the emotional insurance on one of the biggest days of their lives. You are the difference between a pleasant evening and one of the best nights of their lives. And that is not a £350 responsibility. Not especially when you announce the cutting of the cake and that cake cost £1,000 and you cost £350. So what's the difference between a £350 and a £1,200 DJ? A £350 DJ often talks about their equipment. Like I said before, they give a list of what they provide on the night: speakers, booth, lights, amount of hours. They compete on price with all the other DJs. They say yes to any gig, say yes to any genre. Yes, I play everything to everybody. I also offer a sweet cart and a candy floss machine, and we can get a bouncy castle in. Bit of a jack of all trades. And those jack of all trades don't indicate specialist and doesn't command the same fee. They do minimal planning often, and they wait to be told what to do and what to play to the people there. They ask for big playlists, and they just hope it goes well a lot of the time. But now the £1,200 DJ, the specialist event DJ, they have a clear process of how they take their bookings, of how they issue their contracts, how they speak to their clients. They are never late, they're professionals. They lead the consultations, they answer the questions that the bride and groom might not even know that they needed to ask. They ask structured questions. They find out what kind of music represents them, and they find a way to fit that into their night for them. They work hard to understand the client's requirements, and they work hard to craft a unique night that is unique to them. And it's not just I've got a wedding playlist. It's the same playlist that I play at every wedding, because hotel residents often fall into this. I've DJ'd a load of events over the years, and a lot of the time there's a second room in these big hotels with a second DJ playing, and oftentimes it's their resident that's playing in the other room, and I can just about hear it through the other room, and I know what they're going to play next, and bang, there goes Mr. Brightside, bang, there goes Sex on Fire. They're just mailing it in. They're the ones earning 300 quid a night. You earning 1,200 are creating a unique experience for each and every event. I played probably 1,500 events in my time, maybe more. I don't even know. Not a single wedding or single event was ever the same. Never. I would pick out new tracks. I would dig through my crates live. I would find little gems for those people on that night. I played in the moment. And that is what sets you apart. They understand the flow of a wedding. They understand, like I said, not to be playing the loud music early. They understand that we need to turn the music down when the evening food comes out. We need to turn the lights down. And then we need to rebuild again afterwards. We know as a professional that the venue has a 12 o'clock license for music. That music needs to be off at 12. It's not play the last one at 12 and we're playing till 5 past, 10 past, because that venue will not like you for that. If you're playing a minute, 2 minutes later, they could have proper nightmare neighbours and they need you to finish at 12 o'clock. And if you do consistently, it gets noticed with the venues. And especially if you're friendly with the venues, like I said from the first video, and you're friendly with the staff, they're going to be the ones that recommend you. When I used to walk into a wedding venue, I've had the staff cheer because it's me that's coming in and they know it's going to be a good night and they know I'm a good person. They know that I'm going to be finishing at 12 o'clock and I'm not going to be playing one more at 10 past and they're going to be able to finish on time. You coordinate with the venues and you work with the venues. Like on that last song, you tell the venue what your last song is going to be and you tell them when that last song finishes, put the house lights on for me. So you finish bang on 12 o'clock. Get your timings so you finish bang on 12 o'clock. Not 2 minutes past, not 3 minutes past. Bang on. Not hard to do, by the way. All you know what time it is. You know how long the song's going to be. Make it work. And the venues appreciate that. And then that's another little tick in your box with the venues. Like I said, you control the energy. The 1,200 quid specialists, they control the energy appropriately for the night. Basically what we just talked about. Keep it light, build up, announce the evening food and build up again from there. And then towards the end, the last hour and a half, that's when the major party's flowing. And then we ease off in the last 20 minutes. We do some sing-alongs. We get Nan and Grandad back on the dance floor. We're taking our photos of these moments. We've got everybody singing. Everyone's drunk. Everyone's having a wonderful time. And then when you finish that last song and the house light goes on, everybody turns and applauds. Thank you. Good night. You've done your job. You manage the timeline from start to finish. You protect the couple from any stress. Okay? It's an incredibly stressful day. They think everything's going to go wrong. The timing's wrong. You know, the wedding planner had our cake cutting at 7:30 and now it's 7:50. It's like, so what? Don't worry about it. We'll get to it when you're ready. You just do what you need to do. And as soon as you're ready, I'll be there for you. Just reduce their anxiety and reduce their stress. And then provide them with a night to remember. And one that they can be proud of and not embarrassed of, like, oh, the DJ was a bit cheesy, wasn't he? Or the DJ was on the mic all the time. Or the DJ, God, did you see him? I think he had about 4 pints. There's plenty of them that do that. And that is not the mark of a professional. So it's not about your gear. It's not about better speakers. You need good stuff, but it's about your authority. It's about your structure. It's about the experience that you bring to that event. It's about positioning yourself as a specialist that's at the top of their game. And it's having the confidence to be able to speak like a professional. Most importantly, it's about your identity. And that is your identity, your authority, your structure, your experience, your positioning, and your confidence. If you just see yourself as just a DJ, then you'll price like one. But if you see yourself as a wedding specialist who is responsible for one of the biggest emotional peaks of the day, then that is a responsibility that is worth being paid for. So the confidence shift then. What we need to address is the biggest lie in the industry, and that's you can't charge that around here. I heard that for a decade when I first started, and I believed it, and it is absolutely not true. You might have to travel further afield. Some of my gigs were an hour away, an hour and a half away, but I charged for that, it's fine. But you absolutely can. In every town, in every county in this country, there are budget couples. They're not the couples that we're going to work for, and that's fine. Not every not every inquiry is perfect for you. Not every inquiry you can do. Don't get into the mindset of adjusting yourself or lowering your prices just to get the gig. You've got to maintain that professionalism. You've got to maintain that exclusivity. And unfortunately, that does mean you are going to price some people out. That's life. I can't afford a Ferrari. I would love a Ferrari. They're not going to discount me one. They're not going to sell me one for 10 grand so I can afford it, are they? They're going to keep their status, and rightly so. So it's not about geography. It's about your positioning and positioning yourself as that expert in that area. So if your branding looks average, if you offer discounts on your Facebook pages and on your social medias trying to get bookings in, if your messaging talks about your equipment or you're offering equipment lists or a picture of your setup, it's not what you're selling. If your confidence drops when you say your price, and if your prices are inconsistent, you're going to attract the shoppers who are after price. You're going to attract the direct messages that say, how much do you charge? And you know what? I used to get those messages all the time. And then when I increased my my perceived value, they all went away. Because again, they know by what they're seeing that I'm going to be out of their budget. If they're looking for 150 quid DJ, they fall onto my website, they read my reviews, they see my pictures, they see my videos, they see my my text, my website's looking lovely. They know that I'm not going to be 150 quid. So it's sort of, it filters out a lot of that. So we're looking to attract premium customers or mid-level to premium customers, because there's still good money in that mid-level as well. We can still get 750, 850, 900 quite easily for just the evening as well. But those people are looking for certainty. They're looking, and the social proof is the easiest way to prove that. They're looking for professionalism. The professionalism is the stuff we talked about in the last video, which was building your onion of your perceived value, and all that comes into your professionalism and what you exude. You've marked yourself down as a specialist, and you're a wedding specialist. You're not a jack of all trades. I do weddings and I do them very, very well. And you have shown your quality with your quality images and your full dance floors. It's all proof. And you decide who you market to, you decide who you attract, and you decide what category that you sit in. And it's up to you which one you sit in. You can sit in the budget one. You can earn 250 a weekend or 150 a weekend or whatever the going rate is now for average DJs. You can stay there if you like. But if you know that you can do a good job, then you can and you should just make those small improvements to your business. Improve your website, improve your social proof, improve your images, improve your service and your customer service, reply quickly. All of these things can just up your price. So if you're going out on a Saturday night, you're going out on a Saturday night regardless. If you're charging 250 or 900, I know which one I'd rather come home with at the end of the night. So you need to think about what problems do you remove for a couple. So you're experienced, so you don't need long playlists. You're reliable. You have backup plans in case of equipment failure. What do you do better than your average DJ locally? Your social media is better. Your website is cleaner. You've got more reviews. You offer that free photography that we talked about in the previous video, which not enough people do. And you'll say, well, I'm a DJ, I'm not a photographer. No, you're not. I wasn't a photographer either, but it was the single biggest change that moved the needle for me. You go above and beyond standard and you want to do a good job. If you're that type of person, you are worth your weight in gold. And if you truly believe you're a wedding specialist, what would you charge then? So if you're stuck, if you're not closing those £350 gigs, it's because people don't believe that you're worth it. So we need to change that mindset. You might not believe you're worth it, but you are worth it. If you're early to every event you do, if you're dressed well, if your setups of a good quality, if you know how to command a room and you know how to fill a dance floor and you know how to get a dance floor back once it's cleared, all of these things mean that you can be an elite premium specialist wedding DJ. So if you've made it this far, thanks very much. Please subscribe to this channel. Every video is going to be a new video about how we position ourselves better and how we earn better and how we attract better clients, or more premium clients, not better clients. No one's better than each other, but we can attract better bookings and more elite weddings, which is what we want. So the final truth, if you didn't raise your prices, if you don't raise your prices when you feel confident, then when are you going to raise them? If you sort out your website looks great, it's going to give you the confidence to be able to charge more. If you've got lots of great reviews, yeah, if you've got great pictures and great media, it's going to make you feel confident. This isn't about ego, it's about ownership. You're not selling music or gear. You are delivering one of the most important experiences of someone's young married life. Prove that you are capable in no uncertain terms with your social proof and start pricing like it. And that's it for today. So thank you if you've made it this far. I do appreciate it. Please subscribe to this channel. We know that's how these things keep going. Please do drop a like. If you've got anything that you want to know, please comment it. If there's anything that you're struggling with, any facet of your wedding DJ business, drop it in the comments. And if it's a topic that I feel like I've got a lot of information on, I'll make a video just on that. And we'll really sort of tighten up the wedding DJ industry and really tidy it up to be a professional outfit and one that is worth paying for. Because like I said, the flowers, they've done it. The florists have done it. The cake makers have done it. The wedding dress people have done it. They all charge a fortune for their services. And it's because they position themselves as specialists, and we need to do it too as event DJs, because being an event DJ is one of the most important parts of the day, especially to people who love music and want a good party. You are one of the most important parts of the day, probably one of the most enjoyable parts, if not the most enjoyable part. So position yourself as a specialist, get that website looking great. And if you need any help, drop those comments down below and I will do my very best to get back to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I've been Steve D. I am the Wedding DJ Mentor. Thanks for watching.